Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with Australian actor and boxing coach Ron Jacobson. We're going to be talking about boxing training, the recently announced Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao matchup. Thank you, Ron, for being here. Really appreciate it. Now, Ron, you started boxing, according to your book, Kenny's Dad. You came to Maribyrnong Boxing Gym, I believe, 50 years ago. Tell us a little bit about that.
So I come down here because the chappie was the local butcher was running the gymnasium here, and he, I come over and I asked him could I train to get fit. And as a young bloke, I had all older brothers and we used to box in the backyard. And when I was doing a bit of work on the dad, he came up to me and he said, have you done a bit of this? And I said, I'm only in the backyard with my brothers. And I said, why? And he said, well, the TV ringside was just about to kick off, and he said to me, I'd like you to look after the young ones if you could, while I can concentrate on the senior fellas. So I actually got into a dry mistake. I got into a bit fit for umpiring, and 52 years later I'm still here.
Fantastic. And now, in terms of training back then, the main focus was fitness. There was a lot of running, like Muhammad Ali, Ray Robinson, they used to do a lot of running. In these days, as far as like Amir Khan and Adrian Broner, they do a lot of weight training. What's your thoughts on the modern training methods compared to the old school training?
Well, yes, they were entirely different, but the whole thing about it is this, that it doesn't matter what training you're doing, the end justifies the means. I mean, to be a fighter, you've got to be ultra fit.
Yeah.
Because especially in your early days, when you jump through the ropes, you lose 25% of your fitness from nerves.
Yeah.
So you've virtually got to be 125% fit when you climb into the ring. So, yes, the methods have changed, but the basic principles are still the same. They do weights and that now that we never used to bother about too much then.
Yeah.
But they still do running. I mean,
definitely.
You've got to put miles into your legs, and one of the things that they do is what they call wind sprints. If you're on a sporting oval, you jog a quarter of the oval, and then sprint a quarter. Jog a quarter and sprint a quarter. They call them wind sprints. And what that does is not only does it get you fit, but it teaches you to recover quickly in between rounds, because you only get a minute to recover in between rounds. And back in the days when our main fighter here, Mike McCarthy, was fighting, they were fighting 15 3-minute rounds. So
yes.
You only get a minute spell in 15 3-minute rounds. You're going to be fit.
Yeah, definitely. Do you think the 15 rounds should be applied in modern boxing?
Well, I do.
Yeah.
I think that back in those days they used to call the 13th, 14th and 15th the championship rounds. You know,
Yeah.
and both fighters were usually near the end of their tether at that stage, and it was the one who could sustain that pressure in those last 3 rounds. Yeah, I do. Well, now, of course, world titles are fought over 12 rounds, and 15 rounds, you know, was something again. You know, they had to be something ultra fit to do that.
That's it. And speaking of modern boxing, last week it was announced officially that Floyd Mayweather will be fighting Manny Pacquiao, the fight that everyone's been waiting for the past 6 years. First off, what do you think of that matchup?
I think it'll be, it certainly will be an attraction for the world. I think the world will have their eyes on it. As far as the results are concerned, I'll put myself out on a limb here. If they'd have, I actually think that Manny Pacquiao's gone past his prime.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that he might be just on the other side of the hill.
Yeah.
Whereas the other fellow is still going at 100 miles an hour. You know, I think it'll be a great fight, but I'll be very surprised if Mayweather doesn't win it. Well, mate, as you know, a couple of weeks ago I celebrated my 80th birthday.
Yeah.
And I've always maintained that you've got to keep yourself fit. So I'll just do a little short spat of things here.
Yeah. Very impressive, Ron.
No one's going to let down the tyres on my wheelchair.